know what he's doing, you
Well,
know?
he's Canadian. He's harmless.
He is.
They've never won a major war. Their greatest accomplishment was bending over for the king, like Nate Silver will do for us by the time the evening is through.
Oh, hey, poor guy.
Taxation without representation? More of it, I say to you, Nate. All right, let's go to now, actually, our lovely friends. You're always told, do not cross. Daily Wire, we have Ben Shapiro, Jeremy Boring, Andrew Klavan over there. Can you hear me, gentlemen?
Then do you blame the Belgian Prime Minister for the fact that there are more deaths per million in Belgium?
Dennis Prager.
Right. Do you blame every country's leaders
Dennis Prager, stop
for
speaking.
the coronavirus deaths, or only
Oh
American
my God.
leaders?
Are they punking us?
You give him one. You give him one fake university, and he holds court.
Goes on. I thought we had an electric button to be able to switch.
So they don't even know that we're there.
That's what they promised us.
Can you guys let me know? Is there anything you guys can let me know? Should we just cut it? Hey, Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro.
If Hillary Clinton hit
Ben Shapiro. Hold on a second. All right. Baldy. Sort of an addendum. PragerU and Yamaka. Can you guys hear me?
Wait, is that Phil Jackson?
Hold on a second. I think Jeremy is.
Stick around with us. We have another good treat for
Elizabeth
our Daily
Warren.
Wire viewers right now, and that is that we are joined by and also joining, because of the magic of the internet, it's a cross stream. I don't know who gets to take credit for it, but as long as it's me talking, I'm going to take credit for it. We're being joined currently by our good friend Stephen Crowder, who is also live all night, the way that we are. Look at him.
Yes, we are live. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Well, I
Stephen.
tried to call in, and then Dennis Prager over there was holding court for some reason. Like he's got a university or something like that.
That's Phil Jackson.
Dennis, we got stuff to do too. Well, listen, I want to know what you guys expect tonight. I went through why I think it's far more likely for Trump to win than not, and how Biden actually needs to run. The only person who needs to run the board tonight is Biden. Biden needs to win Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania. He needs to win all of them if Trump holds on to North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, which I think he will. And I sort of contrasted this with the modeled party votes that we saw in states, and it was accurate. Would we say, guys, to the letter with Florida thus far, and I think we'll see it in Ohio. So what are you guys expecting? What's the feeling over there between the two Gentile, well, I guess one Gentile and 2.5 Jews?
So, as you know, actually, Dennis and I together add up to 2 Jews. I'm like half, and Dennis is like a Jew and a half. I think that the feeling.
Wait, are you guys just going to avoid the incredible discomfort that Andrew Klavan converted from Judaism?
Oh, we just ignore that.
Okay, all right. All right.
Until they need the magic healing.
By the way, Klavan will be the first person to find out whether he was right or wrong in this room.
And you'll get a note. You're going to get a note.
So I think that the feeling in this room right now.
At least his note will include a tip. Go ahead.
That's true. Cautious optimism, I think, is the feeling in this room. At least for me, cautious optimism. Right now, they're saying that North Carolina looks like it's trending Trump. Georgia's trending Trump. Texas is going to stick Trump, which means the next state that we're really going to find out about are Pennsylvania and Ohio. And these are all too close. These are all too close for comfort. So I think I don't want to get over.
No, Ohio is not too close for comfort. Ohio is not a swing state.
Stephen, you spend more time than we do in the Rust Belt. I mean, you have a lot of roots in Michigan and spend a lot of time there, and were with their governor routinely.
Roots.
Tell us what you're thinking about those states. Why isn't Ohio a swing state? What are you saying that we're missing?
Well, Ohio is not a swing state because if you look at the early voting, and I had this up before, actually Donald Trump won Ohio by, I believe it was 8 points last go around, but actually Democrats outnumbered Republicans in 2016, which means there was a huge portion of Democrats who voted for Trump, registered Democrats. And even now with the early voting, without any of today's voting in, we're already seeing Republicans with a pretty wide margin in Ohio versus Biden. So if you believe that Democrats will come out today and outvote Republicans 3-1, then maybe. Otherwise, I don't even think it's close. Now, outside of that, Michigan, there's about a 4-point spread when you look at the modeled party model. But again, Donald Trump won that where he was down about 4 points. Again, so that would mean that if he's down 4 points, he could be up 7 really in Michigan because a lot of Democrats will vote for Donald Trump. Now, I don't know that Donald Trump will be victorious in Michigan or Pennsylvania. I don't think we'll know Pennsylvania until we look in every single ditch and find a few extra million ballot boxes.
Yes.
Right. But I will. Here's the question, right? Logically speaking, if Donald Trump hangs on to North Carolina and Georgia, which everyone was saying was a swing state, and I said I'm very, very confident in Florida and Ohio long before Georgia and North Carolina. So if those go Trump, I will eat this bag of coffee, Black Rifle, wonderful sponsor, if Ohio goes to Biden. And I also would be surprised to see Arizona go to Biden. So when people say that, guess what? Trump just needs to win either Pennsylvania or Michigan. If that map that I just laid out for you remains true, guess what? Biden needs to win Minnesota, not enough. Wisconsin, not enough. Add Michigan, not enough. Pennsylvania, now he gets over it. What do we think is more likely? That Donald Trump keeps the states that we've all agreed upon here and wins either one Michigan or Pennsylvania, or that Biden runs the entire blue wall? I think the former is more likely, and Michigan could go either way. But I don't think Ohio is too close for comfort, Ben. I don't want to say that you're a defeatist, but come on, there's no way Ohio is going for Biden. I'd be very surprised.
I'm still getting over Ben Shapiro being cautiously optimistic. That for the rest of us, it's party time, you know.
Cautiously optimistic for Ben is still very negative.
Stephen, I have a question for you that transcends the political.
Yes.
Are you strapped right now?
Yes.
What are you wearing?
This is a wonderful. Actually, I'm going classic. This is a .357 Magnum, Smith & Wesson Model 686. It's an old revolver that carries 7 shots. A .357 Magnum and some moon clips in here. So we have many guns in this office. We don't live in California. I don't know if you're in Nashville
Are you investigating a murder? Like what exactly is going on over there?
Well, you know what? I will tell you this. I wore it once for open carry, and I came home, and my wife just got very comfortable. So.
Good enough for me.
I continue wearing it. My wife likes suspenders, but who am I, Larry King? So I just wear the open carry, and my wife likes it. She's like, I really like it, and I enjoy it, and it makes me look tougher than anyone else on this stream, which is good, which is really all I was aiming for.
If you didn't look tougher than the people on this stream, you'd be in real trouble. I will say, and I rarely pay
Dennis Prager's a big guy. He's like 6'5", so you know.
Well, yeah, you don't want to wrestle with Dennis, that's for sure. But I rarely give you compliments on the account of I hate you and all, and I got to see you be waterboarded that time. You don't even need a gun. You're a freaking giant who practices Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I think that you're going to take good care of yourself.
Well, thank you very much. But that being said, in the street, I've always avoided physical altercations, and I will say this to anyone who tells you this out there, if it does come down to a physical altercation, I'll take a gun. Just like the whole Gracie family who created the UFC. They're like, in the street? What, are you out your mind? I'm going to go bang, bang, shoot, you dead. So, yeah, it's nice to roll around the mats and drunk uncle jiu-jitsu, but otherwise they're getting some 357 or my Walther.
The real reason that he knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is just because that's how he gets to know people and greets them. Literally, the first time he came over to my house, he put me in a headlock and put me in a sleeper hold. No. Absolute fact.
That's a lie. Ben,
I tapped out.
Ben, correct that lie because you're an honest guy, and I don't want the alt-right people to go out there with ammo and perpetuating a negative stereotype. I did not walk up and choke you. I asked you, and you said, okay, be careful, and you forgot to mention that you had a hernia. Ben, you didn't tell me before I choked you.
It goes without saying I have a hernia. Come on.
This is 100% a true story. And then I was outside of Ben Shapiro's apartment going, I think you live where they shot the original Karate Kid. He's like, what? But yeah, this is the right.
Stephen and I have the weirdest non-sexual S&M relationship. Like the first time we got together in a room, he put me in a headlock. And then I watched him be waterboarded. Yeah. And frankly, we just need to stay out of the same state.
You know what was worse than waterboarding? I was at Ben Shapiro's and I thought we would never talk again because Ben Shapiro put me up for, I won't name it specifically, but he put me up, he recommended me, he was very nice, for a morning radio drive show where it was like a news show. And he said, he had his whole, I think his show was in Orlando, he had his whole radio set up. Mm-hmm. And then like the day before I did it, I was going to go, I'm going to do what this show is. And they said, we don't want any opinion, it's straight news. I went, and I bombed in Ben Shapiro Shapiro's den so badly that I remember sitting there for 5 minutes before I opened the door just because I didn't want to look Ben in the face. I was like, you looked me in the eyes, and then they told me to do straight news, and I made a joke about it. They were like, what? Ben said, what did you know? I was like, something about my penis size. I don't know. I didn't break FCC rules, but I know they didn't like it.
As you do.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Ben. So, no, I do remember that. Those were
It's
good
been a
times.
rocky road. It's been a rocky road.
It has
Let's
been.
just focus in on the fact that you have a wife and I have a wife and all that.
Yeah.
No. Let's
Against
focus in on the
against
fact.
all odds.
Let's focus on the fact that you have a very, very good-looking wife, Ben.
That's true. I
Which
do.
I
I do.
didn't know.
So does Crowder. I know this is.
Yeah.
It's not a fair world. I mean, I think we have to
It
take
is
that.
not a fair
Hey,
world.
by the
That is right.
way, I just saw Ben Shapiro's sister for the first time 3 days ago.
Really?
It is amazing
Oh,
how
God.
much they look
She's
alike.
not going anyplace
But
good.
it's insane. It's insane.
I'm not going to say anything inappropriate,
Oh, God.
Ben.
Wait, they look alike, but she's also beautiful.
Yes.
It's kind of like a square circle. It doesn't
I
make any
know.
sense.
A friend of mine met the president for the first time. He's a middle-aged guy, and he has a beautiful wife. And he told me he met the president. This was basically the entirety of the dialogue because they posed for a picture. And he said to the president, Mr. President, my daughter is currently interning, which she is, at the White House. He has like 4 great daughters, this guy. And Trump looks at the guy with total seriousness and says, I hope she got her looks from your wife. That was the entirety of the conversation.
Hail to the Chief began playing in the background. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum,
That
ba-dum.
same story happened with Joe Biden. He said, I hope she uses Pert Plus. True story, and then we will have to let you guys go. We were, we taped this video the other day where I was asking people about Charlottesville, very fine people on both sides, and no
It
one.
was a terrific video, by the way.
Thank you
I
very
thought
much.
You did a great job with it.
I made a horrible mistake. I said Charlottesville, North Carolina. Of course, I know it's Virginia and Charlotte, North Carolina. That's one of those things. So fact check me. So I want to make sure that I'm clear about that. But what happened was, I don't remember what I was going to say. What were we talking about before this? Something. There was a lady saying that Donald Trump was sexist. And I said, okay. And you believe that, and Half Asian Bill, my lawyer, will like this. And I said, and you believe this, why? She said, well, I think he hates he doesn't have any respect for women. And I said, okay, but you believe that Biden does. She said, yes, absolutely. And I did all of these equations in my head, I swear to you, within 2 seconds. I was this close to just leaning into her and going, and sniffing her. And then I said, no, wait a second. If I do that, I'll get sued. But then I said, wait, that would be absolutely hysterical because I could get sued for doing exactly what Joe Biden did. However, I don't want to be locked up in lawsuits. So maybe I'll just say, what if I sniffed you right now? And I felt like that would undercut the argument. So I said nothing. But all of those calculations in about 4 seconds, I just wanted to lean and go.
About the maturity. Watching the maturing of Steven Crowder.
You're right. I absolutely 3 years ago I would have sniffed her. I would have been like nibbling her earlobes. This is
Steven, thanks for
Thanks
for hanging out with us tonight, and thanks for your prediction. I'm hopeful that you know more about the Rust Belt than we do. I'm hopeful that your way of looking at this is the right way, because I think the one thing we all know is that hair sniffer cannot be the president of the United States.
Right. Well, let me ask you one question. One question to everyone. Arizona, how do you think it goes?
Well, I mean, the way that Trump is performing with Hispanics in Texas,
Right.
I'm a lot more positive than I was earlier today about Arizona. I thought it was a nice edge. I think I got to favor him in Arizona now.
What about the black vote that we've said might be the biggest ever for Republicans?
So it is in Florida, but we don't have enough stats. And we are seeing some
Georgia
movement.
would be significant.
We're seeing some movement, not really in Georgia as far as I've seen, but North Carolina. Some of the majority black districts.
Hey, Mensa members, let's stay on Arizona. I wanted to go out on a quick note. I get that you guys know Arizona. Just everyone say Trump or Biden, and then I got to let you go.
Trump.
I'll say Trump. I'll say Trump in Arizona.
Okay.
Arizona, yeah.
All right.
The question is the Senate race in Arizona.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a good
I
point.
think
All
that's
right,
the way.
thank you guys. DailyWire.com. Where's your stream for people to watch it?
DailyWire.com. Thank you,
Okay.
Stephen, and thanks to all of our friends at The Blaze. And
Absolutely.
Louder
We
with
may
Crowder.
check in with you later. All right. Be well, gentlemen. We will see you. We must go. Okay, we are back here. Is there anything new since that has happened, Reg the Bandit? Let's see what's going on at CNN really quickly.
We've got some Florida information.
Oh, Florida information. Is it about the
Even more.
colored?
Whoa. Red versus blue, guys.
Yeah,
Come
those
on.
those colors.
What are we seeing in Florida now?
We were seeing it was 93% reporting and still looked like a 2.5% lead. So
okay,
still filling in.
I think that's in the bag. I actually thought you were saying Florida on the CNN because I think it's a done deal at this point.
Yeah.
We had a few calls that not necessarily surprising. Biden takes New York and New Mexico, and Trump, as they've called Nebraska, Louisiana, Wyoming, South Dakota, and North Dakota.
President Trump outperforming 2016 by 5% in
those
Georgia.
Specific counties, in Georgia. So in Georgia right now,
let me ask you this: has most of it is Atlanta? Are they counting Atlanta right now? Is Atlanta? Are those counties being counted by a significant amount, or are they not in by a bunch? Because if those counties are already in by a significant amount, and Trump is ahead, that's a really bad sign because he wins the rural and the suburban Georgia vote pretty handily. It just comes down to about Atlanta and one or two other major counties.
Yeah, it looks like there's still a lot more to go in Atlanta there with the numbers that they're showing. But the fact that he's doing so well in Georgia, and you made fun of me a minute ago, Virginia. Look at the numbers in Virginia right now.
Right.
Trump is way ahead. I know there's still a little bit to go there, but I'm kind of shocked by that one. I mentioned it a second ago thinking, that was pretty surprising. They took it down, and when it comes back up in a minute, Reg, can you dig in and find out what's going on there? Are we just waiting on huge Democrat districts to report, or what?
Are you talking about Georgia here?
No, I moved on to Virginia. Sorry.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still a little bit of a mystery to me. I'm assuming that they must not be reporting some major Democrat districts. Otherwise, that call would not make sense. I know there's some similar stuff going on in Georgia that the New York Times is, because of the districts that are being reported, the New York Times is favoring Trump to win Georgia pretty heavily.
Wow. Hey, Quarterback Garrett, can you turn off the color balls that are on my prompter? And one thing here, let's bring up the map that we have filled in.
Yeah.
Let me see. Does anyone else here notice something? Really quickly, let's bring up the map.
Bring it up here.
Does anyone notice something with this map? What do you guys notice? Do you notice they're quickly calling a lot? Even though these are states that were generally, like, we knew New York was going to go, obviously, to Biden. Right. We knew Illinois. There are far more Trump states that they're calling quickly for Trump. And by the way, they're not all small states. Tennessee, Florida, Missouri, these are not small, inconsequential states.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you look at, they're filling out that map faster for Trump, and he's outperforming right now in Georgia. It's early by 5%. These are rapid results. That's what I was saying. If it was a walk-off win for Donald Trump in some of these places, that could mean that we'll have the results tonight. But again, if you look at this map, sure, I think, what do we have? We have 101 versus 133 electoral votes. But again, if you just look at the total number of states, because really it's Illinois and New York, we have a good amount of moderate states. And by the way, some of them are pretty diverse states when you look at them. Tennessee is not always that far red. We should have a good idea as to what is coming in from Tennessee. I'm trying to see there. Obviously, Indiana, we know. Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. Missouri, what's funny to me is they had Missouri as a toss-up, only about 2. And remember, I was talking
we were just
from
talking about
Missouri.
this.
I'm like, what, are they out of their mind?
Yeah, it's absolutely insane to think about where these. I mean, but again, if you're kind of following, you can get very far out on a limb if you start listening to this echo chamber about the number of early voters and how many people are out there and how many broken windows there are and how many protesters there are, and thinking that that's going to translate into votes, especially when you then add on the veneer of national polling or poor structures and processes for local voting. You're gonna get yourself where you're way out on a limb, and that's what we're seeing.
Right.
Yeah. We're seeing it close a lot right now in Ohio and Texas. They've been showing these numbers that Texas obviously I think is going to go Trump, but they've been showing Biden's lead early, right? And they're showing reporting from Houston and Dallas and
Texas
some counties that are
going to be going for.
No, I know. I'm just saying what you're seeing is these things are closing very quickly. The only thing that's not closing quickly because they're slow at everything is Pennsylvania. These guys are notoriously slow at counting, and we're going to have to wait on these jerks all night. Can we bring up that quote
from the AG in Pennsylvania here, Reg the Bandit? What was it that he said? If all the votes are counted, there's no way in hell that Donald Trump wins. How do you say that?
Wow.
How do you say that?
If you know something other people don't know.
Right. Which is namely, they're going to rig it. And this is amazing right now. They're saying Donald Trump is complaining about a rigged election. They've said they will not call it. They won't allow it to be called tonight no matter what in social media.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they think they're just going to be too many votes
Pennsylvania
left
is saying he's not going to win no matter what. Is that not saying it's a rigged election?
Yeah.
What if Donald Trump wins because of people getting their shit burned down in Philadelphia and your guy promising that he's going to end a significant portion, like a quarter of your economy? What if Donald, no, he's not going to win. I think there's some rigging. Thinks there's some carnival barkers afoot.
Well, and Trump was raked over the coals for hesitating when they asked him about a transfer of power.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
but they're totally fine if,
Can you
if
tell
they
me,
don't accept the
have they conceded 2016, by the way?
Not yet.
No.
How about
Yeah,
2000?
we're still on that.
There are still new documentaries about the recount
Oh yeah.
in 2000.
Yeah, I
It's
think the only
amazing.
way to make sure that they do concede 2016 is if we make them concede 2020.
That's a good point.
There you go.
It's a twofer,
That
right?
might
You
do
gotta
it.
you gotta
It
accept both
absolutely
of them.
is a twofer. Hey, by the way, people who are watching right now, please do hit the notification bell because subscriptions don't mean a whole lot if you're subscribed to this channel. Notifications let you know when we will be streamed. It actually gets pushed to your phone. And of course, we do Good Morning Mug Club here weekday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we will be back here for sure on Monday, maybe even on Friday if some stuff breaks loose. You know, some stuff dislodges like John Wayne's colon.
I thought the live stream was just going
all
to
the
run
red
straight
meat.
until Friday.
Yeah.
Pennsylvania, because that's when they said they're going to count all the rest of the votes. They're like, hey, we're going to take a
Yeah,
couple
yeah.
days off.
So-
You know, it's a
I
union
thought we were
town.
staying here just to make sure that in January Pelosi doesn't install herself as the leader of the free
Look,
world.
I'll step in.
I tell
all
you
right?
what, I would personally GoFundMe for her to install herself as a gargoyle in front of the
There you
Congress.
go.
Hey, her hair is way
Second
too
job.
blown out to be a gargoyle.
I don't know. They have
Walmart
swoops. They have swoops in that. What's that medieval
blow out,
art
though. She'll be
style? I have no idea.
Now,
What are you about to
Stephen,
say there, Red?
I think we're seeing your predictions about early voting come to fruition again. Now, North Carolina is 79% reporting.
Can you punch this in at all? Can you punch this in from your screen, or do we have? To-
No, this is just going by New York